Hi everybody. I have decided to record your class for this afternoon just in case I'm not going to be able to do it properly. And I've decided to also make notes on the PDF of the textbook, which I will upload shortly. And you can just follow along. I'm also following along with with this book and these pages, and I've decided to do the first 20 pages today. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much because you are not um, reading word by word. You're just basically following instructions. So we are doing the research paper this week, or this week and next week, and the specific research paper is going to be in the MLA style. There's also the APA style, which is probably the one you are going to use the most, but we will be using MLL. Well, the document that we are using, or the textbook that we are using, recommends that we use MLA. So we are going to use MLA and going to do up to page 20. There's quite a lot of things that we have to set on this document. So that's why it's going to take a bit of time to first do all the settings and change some things and whatnot. And then we are going to start typing. So the typing is actually very lost, or it only comes towards the end of this lesson. So this lesson is the first lesson of probably 3 lessons. Okay, so you can just follow along. Make sure you don't wait the whole time, or don't wait for um, the third lesson to be done before you start. Otherwise, it might take you quite a while to do the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to start by. So I'm going to also show you later how to follow along. I think I'll just quickly do that. Here is where is it now? Part 1 research papers. So I've scanned this in for you, and you will notice that there's not a lot to say in the beginning, okay, but I have, so let's just go down a little bit. You would notice that I actually marked a couple of things here. It's not very clear actually, but you will be able to see the instructions, um, how to follow along and things like that. Okay, so yeah, here and there I circled something, and yeah, you will be able to see. For example, this is the instruction: tap or click update normal, and so you just go and continue, following along everything. So we are going to start on page, I think it's the third page only. So you would notice that if we go up, this is just how to start. Oh, tissue. This is just how to start the document. If you already are opening a blank document, that's not a problem. And then here, okay, it just says that you should click on the show hide button. I'm going to do that right now. And then the next thing that they start telling us is how to use the styles. We're going to create a new style. Shame my dog is sleeping here next to me. You're probably hearing her snore. Okay, so we are going to start here, in fact, where it says how to modify a style after we have selected the show hide button. So this is where we're going to start. So we don't really start on the very first page. We are starting now on page 70 of Word. All right, so I'm going to close this now, so you now have to follow along now. You will see the number 1 is the first step, 2 is the second step, 3 is the fourth step. So this is just additional. You can also just watch the video, but I've just decided to include this just for reference later. If you are someone who wants to have some paper trail, or have something that you can look at later. So I will upload this, and I will also upload my video which I will convert shortly after doing this demonstration. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is activate show hide. so that we can see what we are doing on this page. And now we are going to create a style. And as you can see, here we have all our styles, all right? And the normal style is the one that they want us to look at. Okay, I think the other day we selected no spacing for, was it the letterhead? I'm not sure. But today we are going to go to the normal style. And when you right click on normal style, you will see there is a modify option. All right, so click on the modify option, and then we're going to make a few changes. Okay, so I'm turning the page. If you are also turning the page to page 71. Okay, the style is still, the name of the style is still normal. All right, so it doesn't change the name. We're just going to change a couple of things in here. So they want us to change the font to Times New Roman. So you will notice that this is the font and this is the font size. So I'm going to click on the font first, and I'm going to select Times New Roman, and then I am going to the font size, and they want us to check 12. All right, now there's another thing that you must make sure to check, and that is this one here at the bottom. It says only in this document. So we don't want every other style, normal style, to have this font and this font size. We just want it for this specific document. So when you open Word again, it's going to be back to the way it was. Okay, before you actually modified it. Okay, so we're going to click on OK. It is in fact selected, so we don't have to worry. So we just click on OK. Alright, so we have modified our style for this research paper. Now we are going to adjust the line and the paragraph spacing. Okay, so line spacing is over here, and it says for MLA documentation there is require a double spacing. In other words, it's the 2, so we will select 2. But they also want us to do something else with the line spacing. Okay, and this is something that we've done in Puppy for Sale as well, or in the first one. They want us to also change the after spacing, or remove the spacing after the paragraph. Now, if you click here on this little list arrow, you will see there is an option that says remove space after paragraph. And what we did the other day was we just said, when you go to options, you can actually just make that 0. But in this case, you can just say remove the spacing afterwards. So just go and click on the line spacing button, and then and then just go down, 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 and click on remove it. Okay, so now we have made some changes since we started. What we've done is we've changed the line spacing to 2, and we have also added or removed the after spacing from the paragraph. So the style is not updated yet because our style is now Times New Roman 12, but we want to add the line spacing and the spacing that there's no more, or the removed spacing after paragraph, to the normal one. Okay, so we are going to right click on it again, this normal one, and we are just going to click on update normal to match selection. So when you click on this update normal to match selection, it means that the double line spacing and the removal of the after space is now also added here. So I'm just going to click on that, and now my style is updated. Okay. Okay, now we are ready to insert a header, and for research papers they are very particular about headers. Headers are not difficult, you just need to know where to go, I guess. So we're going to click on insert, and then you will see header and footer over here. So we're going to go in and select a header, and we're not just going to choose any of these headers. We will go to the bottom and we will say edit header. So we are in the header over here, and we are now going to create a custom header. In this specific document, they are requesting that the name of the that the name of the person who wrote this research paper be in the header next to the page number. All right, so we are going to type the name Bailey in the header. So let me just go to the next page. Right, so we're going to go here and we're going to type on the other side first of all. So when you want to type Bailey here, that's no problem, but we want to type Bailey on the right side of the header, and next to that we will type the page number. I'm just hoping that's the right spelling. Okay, so it's going to be a custom header with the name Bailey on the right. So it's going to be aligned right. You use this align right button, and then of course enter Bailey, and now we make a space. Okay, and now we are going to insert a page number. Right. The design tab for header and footer is still open, so we can just click on this design option over here, and then you will notice here is page number for the header and footer section. In the notes, I think they have it in a different position or place because the book is a little bit older than the program, so just check where it is. Okay, but if you're using an older program, it will be the same place. So we are going to page number. We're not just clicking on it. We want to insert the page number in a current position. All right, so when you click current position, and we are obviously choosing a number 1 for just a regular plain number. By the way, just notice when they say plain number in the instructions, this is what they mean. It's just a regular number 1. It's nothing strange. It's not written out like PAGE or whatever. So you'll just make a space, and you can tell that you made a space because of that little dot, because our show height is on. When show height is on, there's a little dot there, and you will make your number 1 or insert a current page number right there. Okay. Alright, so let's go on to the next page. So we are satisfied with our header and that it looks okay. So we are now closing the header and the footer, and as you can see, when I click on show height, it's going to remove the little pillar. I'm calling it a pillar. It looks like a pillar. Okay. So I'm here on my first line of my document. Okay, so I've closed my header and my footer, and now we are ready to actually start typing our document. Okay, so on page 78, we're going to type Teddy Bailey. Teddy, so his name is Teddy. Okay, I guess it's not funny. Okay. Okay, that is the person who wrote this thing, Teddy Bailey, and I'm going to press enter now, and you will notice that it's making a double line spacing because that is what MLA requires. So a double line spacing into the next line. Okay, the instructor's name is next, and in this case it's Miss Pedro. This is all on your page, so you can just find it there, or you can, if you follow along with the video when you do this assignment, then you can just check here. Okay, and then the course is English 101, and then the date October 15, 2014. Okay, so we are now in the top section, which is basically the header of the page as well. Not really a header because this is a header, but this is the top part, which is on all of these things. Okay, so we are ready to continue. So I'm going to press enter once to go to my next line, and I'm now ready to type the title of our paper. Okay, so in the paper or on the pages, you will notice that often they say if you're using a touchscreen, then do this and that. I don't know whom of you are able to do this on a touchscreen, but yeah, it must take forever. So you will see there are always 2 sets of instructions, one for the regular mouse and the other one for touchscreen. All right. Okay, so the title of this paper is Access Granted, and it is going to be in the center. So we are just going to go ahead and click center to go to the center, and we are going to type access granted. Okay, it doesn't look like it's capitals. No, it's not capitals. Okay, press enter again, and we are now, it will go to the center because that is where we were last, but we are now going to make sure we skip on over back to the left because that is where we're going to start typing our document. Okay, also another thing, at this point they're instructing us to save, and we are saving this as biometric devices paper. I will save it later, so you can just go ahead and save it somewhere on your hard drive or somewhere on your desktop. Okay, let's continue. We now have to set a tab for our first line, because for MLA research papers or MLA style research papers, the first line of a paragraph is always indented a little bit. So that is what we're going to do. Now on my screen you can already see the ruler, but you may not be able to see the ruler on your screen. So how do you do that? You click on view and then you will click on ruler. Okay. Like now it will remove my ruler. If I click on this box again, I will see my ruler. And you will notice that ours is in centimeters. Okay. Because we are in South Africa. But this textbook is in inches, so of course we have to convert. Okay. Now the next instruction says we are going to create a first line indent at 0.5 inches. Okay, now 0.5 inches is exactly half an inch, which brings us to 1.25 centimeters. Okay, so if this is 1 centimeter and this is 2 centimeter, this is 1.5, then this little one here will be 1.25. Okay, now if I put my mouse on the top triangle, you will notice it gives me the name first line indent. So all you need to do is you need to click on that top triangle, okay, and you need to drag it to this line that is the 1.25 centimeter line. If your computer is in inches, just go to 0.5 because that is in inches. So I'm dragging, and I'm probably a little bit over. I'm going to leave it there at 1.25 inches. All right. So I am now ready. This little triangle or tab is called first line indent. So that means only the first line of a paragraph will be indented, not every line. So when I start my sentence, it will be on this 1.25 centimeter indent, but it will continue and keep going here on the left margin. All right. Okay, now we are ready to type. Okay, so our first sentence is as follows. Let me type it quickly. Right. Biometric devices authenticate a person's identity by verifying unique personal characteristics. Okay, so that is my first sentence, and you notice that my second line went over to the left margin, all right, which is simply because this is just the first line indent. It's not the whole paragraph thing. Okay, so let's continue typing. As you notice, I just made one space. I'm going to keep going now. These devices translate a biometric element such as a fingerprint into a digital code. Okay, now I must stop here because I'm supposed to now make a spelling mistake. Okay, so when you type, now my computer is already changed the settings, so it will automatically fix my spelling mistakes. Yours may not already be like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right. So I'm supposed to now misspell that by typing it as D-A-H-T. Okay. So obviously that is a spelling mistake. When I press enter, it is going to fix my spelling mistake. Okay. Press enter. There, it fixed it. But let's say, for example, yours is not doing that. It's underlining it or something else. Okay. When I click on a word that was just corrected, you will notice here a little lightning bolt and a blue line. Okay. Click on the little arrow next to the lightning bolt and you will see you can change it back to the mistake. Okay, which we won't do. You can ask it to stop correcting it, or you can control the options. Okay. Okay. Of course, we want it to be like that, so I'm not changing it, but according to your own computer, just choose the one that makes the most sense. Alright, I made my space. It fixed my mistake, and now I'm continuing with my sentence. That is complete. Oh, what is compared? I mean, that is compared with a digital code stored in a computer. Okay, we've done that. Okay, all right. Okay, it seems like we have done the first 20 pages, and when you guys do it, you shouldn't take much longer than I have done it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for now. What I want you guys to do is this. So first of all, go ahead, open a blank document, set the style by going to style, right? And also open show hide. Then create the header, insert the page number as a regular plain number in current position, right? Then update your style by going to, you change your line spacings and the after spacing. Then you update your style. Okay, then you just type your header, and then you create your first line indent by going to the stop triangle. All right, that is that. Okay, I'm going to upload this video now, and I'll make sure it's available by 5 o'clock. I will also make a note on our groups to just tell you to go and have a look at the video. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye.